Part 2, Emotion and Learning to Drive. In my first video, I spoke about 3 different concepts from our course, one being core relational themes, the second was positive emotions, and the third was emotion regulation. In this video, I will now be applying this course material to a scene from Learning to Drive. I will be analyzing a scene from the movie where Wendy finally gets her driver's license and passes her test. This is about 1 hour in, 16 minutes in and 12 seconds, to about 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 18 seconds. First off, according to Lazarus's core relational themes, Wendy experiences pride, happiness, and relief. The theme for pride is the enhancement of one's ego identity by taking credit for a valued object or achievement, either our own or that of someone or group with whom we identify. Wendy passes her driving test after working very hard. She takes the credit for this achievement when Darwin asks if she heard his voice. She didn't need to hear his voice this time because she truly learned to be a good driver with his help and can drive on her own now. Her success on this test was attributed to her own hard work, and she's proud of herself for that. The theme for happiness is making reasonable progress towards the realization of a goal. Wendy's goals were to pass her driving test, get her driver's license, and be able to go visit her daughter. She is happy because she realized all 3 of these goals. The theme for release is a distressing goal incongruent condition that has changed for the better or gone away. Wendy expressed a lot of stress throughout the movie as she struggled to learn how to drive. She was always nervous and inside her head too much to be able to focus on driving, which prevented her from reaching her goal. In this scene, Wendy finally is able to move past her nerves and focus on the task at hand. Her distressing goal incongruent condition has gone away, therefore she is relieved. In Module 9, we learned that there's debate around positive emotions. Some specialists believe that happiness is only an emotion when it is not commonly experienced. If one's personality is described using negative emotions such as depression, anger, sadness, etc., then when happiness is experienced, it is an emotion. In contrast, when someone's personality is usually pretty positive, when they experience happiness, it is considered a mood and joy would be the emotion. In this scene from Learning to Drive, Wendy experiences happiness as an emotion. Throughout the entire movie, Wendy often experiences negative emotions. She is depressed, sad, angry, and distressed because of her failed marriage and the process of a divorce. Therefore, when she passes her test and experiences many positive emotions, happiness is an emotion instead of a mood. In this diagram of pathways of emotions, we can see that happiness is at the center, so may produce many other emotions. In this scene, as Wendy experiences happiness, she could also be experiencing other positive emotions such as excitement, joy, etc. With regards to physiological measures of emotion, we learned that it is difficult to distinguish exactly which positive emotion is experienced by looking at physiological signs. Therefore, it is difficult to be precise with Wendy's emotions based on her physiology. Now I'm going to look at emotion regulation from Gross's model. Wendy regulates her emotion by first choosing her situation, so she chooses to take the test again, then she modifies the situation by adding a positive attitude about the test and subtracting her nervousness or negative thoughts about it. Wendy also modifies the situation by remembering the strategies that it takes to pass the test and remembering what she knows about driving. As far as attentional deployment goes, she pays attention to her success and not any possible mistakes that she might have made on the test. She also doesn't think about the fact that now that she doesn't get to see Darwin anymore because she doesn't need driving lessons. She also appraises the situation as positive. The emotions she experiences is happiness, relief, or pride, and then she modifies this emotion by spreading her happiness and making sure she tells people about it to really hold on to that happiness. Experiences many stressful events throughout the movie and is actually able to get through this and regulate her emotions by using the methods outlined by Dr. Charles Carver's COPE. So she seeks emotional social support, she actively copes, she uses behavioral disengagement, and she does use alcohol as well. To summarize, Wendy is happy, relieved, and proud of her achievements. She's experiencing happiness as an emotion along with other positive emotions that come from her happiness, and she's regulating her emotions in this situation by choosing a situation and modifying it, by focusing on the positive aspects of the situation, and by appraising it as a positive experience. Finally, by looking at Wendy's emotions throughout the movie, we can see that she has learned to cope with stressful events in order to experience more positive emotions.
Created using Powtoon.